What's up, you guys? It's Matt here. So in light of my last video where I talked about my credit score dropping 60 points, I wanted to get into credit scores and what you should do in order to move from your 550 or 600 up to a 700. I wanted to talk about that and maybe we can give you some help if you do struggle with your credit score, because credit goes a long way. Some people go a long time without using credit. And some people really need credit or could use credit even though they didn't know that credit was that important, right? So before I get into this, make sure you hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and make sure you get your free stocks down below with Webull, and check out some of those links down below with credit cards and all other stuff. So for credit scores, it's really tough to understand for some people. For other people, it's very easy. People that have been using credit cards their whole life, that have been checking their credit score their whole life, that really take pride in their credit score. Now, for somebody like my wife who has a great credit score, she's had a credit score for pretty much her whole life, never really dealt with going at a low credit score and then trying to rebuild it or anything. So she wouldn't know how to do that. I would have to help her do that if that ever came to pass. But for someone like me, I understand what you need to do, what are the largest impacts, and what you need to focus on, because some people like to focus on smaller areas and they're like, oh, my credit score is a 500 because my age of credit is really low. Well, that's probably not true. It's probably some other impacts that are bringing you to that 500 range, because if you're green in every other area and age of credit is not green, it doesn't mean that you're going to be at a 500 credit score. That's not how that's going to be. So to get into the countdown so I don't push this video on for way too long, let's start with the first thing that you should worry about when it comes to credit scores. First thing is payment history. It's a huge portion of your score, the biggest portion of your score. So you need to make sure that you understand what goes into payment history. For me, if you didn't see my last video, I missed 2 payments and I have to reach out to the credit card companies in order for them to kind of eradicate that. I would love them to take that away. But it just all depends what the credit card company wants to do. So with payment history, always make sure that's 100%. It's a huge drop, as you can see, from 100% down to 99%. Don't ever take that drop and say, oh, you know what, it's only 1%. 1% means a lot in payment history. So make sure you stay at 100%. You have 450 payments, make sure you make those 450 payments. It's as simple as that. A lot of people reached out to me and said, hey, if you're a credit card expert, why are you not making automatic payments? For me, it's a control thing. I like to be able to know what's going in, what's going out, and get those statements every single month. For the last couple of months, I haven't been getting the statements, haven't been budgeting. I've been slacking in that area. So it was my fault why I missed the payments. And like I said, it's a control thing. But if you feel like you have too many credit cards to handle, just do automatic payments. It definitely helps out, whether it's an automatic minimum payment and then you can go and control it later and pay what you have to pay. But make the payments. Don't get it below that 100%. And the next area that you want to focus on are derogatory marks. This should be a given. Don't let any bills, any credit card payments, or any balances go to collections. Don't let that happen, because if you let that happen, then it's going to be a large impact to your score. This is not the largest impact. It's also not the second largest impact, but it is a high impact to your score. So make sure that you have those derogatory marks at 0. Don't ever get it to 1, because even 1 will push you way below where you want to be. And the last section that you want to focus on, which I consider as, obviously one of the most important, because it's something that affects you every single month going forward, instead of just affecting you one time per month by making a payment, or derogatory marks where you have that derogatory mark for a number of years. This is credit utilization. Credit utilization, every single month you need to make sure you're using under 30% of your credit, preferably under 10%, but under 30% will push you into the green. So make sure you focus on these 3 areas. Credit utilization will give you a lot of information, because it basically says you're using how much, what percentage of your available credit. This is really important. In my opinion, it's probably one of the most important. It is the most important. And I understand that payment history is 35% of your score. But like I said, this goes from month to month or whenever they report. Sometimes credit card companies will report 2 times a month. Sometimes they'll report weekly, bi-weekly, whatever they want to report or however they want to report to the bureau. You want to make sure that you're using less than 30% of your available credit. Now, all of the other areas when it comes to length of credit, age of credit, how many accounts you have, yeah, it's important to have all of those. Age of credit is probably a medium impact, and then all of the other ones are more of a low impact. So you don't have to, or the other two, not all of the other ones, like there are more than two, but the other two outside of age of credit is a low impact to your score. So it's not that you don't have to worry about it. Yes, you should worry about it a little bit, but the main focus in order to improve your credit score are in these three areas: derogatory marks, payment history, credit utilization. You need to make sure that those three areas are the best they could possibly be, or in the green at least, so that you can have a decent credit score. Without all three of those, you're not guaranteed to have a perfect credit score. If you lose one of those, you're going to have a bad score. That's just how it goes. It's a very large portion of your score for any of those. So let me know what you think about this. Do you struggle with building credit with your credit score right now? Do you feel like you couldn't really use your credit score in the past? You couldn't really get any loans that you want at an interest rate that you want? Let me know. You couldn't apply for any credit cards. Let me know exactly what your situation is. I really want to know. But make sure you hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell for more videos like this one. And make sure that you get free stocks with Webull. Use some of the links down below. All of the stuff, all of the things in the description. Check it out. But that's it, guys. I'm going to get out of here, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.